when we experience shame, I think healthy shame, then it should drive us to sorrow over what we have done wrong, to repentance, to confession, and also, as we've said, guilt, a confession of our guilt. And then just a vulnerability and an openness to God or to other people that we may have harmed, accepting that we have done wrong, accepting that we have been foolish or sinful, and experiencing, hopefully, their forgiveness, their grace. Because the answer to shame, basically, is God's grace and other people's grace to us. When what I longed for with my wife was that she would accept me again and affirm that I wasn't a foolish idiot. And she was able to do that. She feels ashamed that she wasn't able to do it immediately. If she was a good Christian woman, she should be able to. But she is, like me, fallible and as well. So that's with healthy shame. I think with the unhealthy shame, it starts ideally with sorrow and grief over the ways in which we have been sinned against. So a woman who's been sexually abused, who feels a lot of shame about what's happened to her, almost like she's, dyed in some color that is through her whole being. To know that she is loved and accepted is incredibly important. And for her to be able to grieve, not about her own sin immediately. I mean, she may have to eventually grieve about the way she's reacted to the way she's been sinned against, but to grieve over the fact that she was horrendously used and abused. And then to be able to experience the acceptance, the love of God, that God's delight in us. That's often very hard for people who feel a lot of shame, who have been abused from a very early age. They cannot believe that anyone would delight in them. But an experience of God's delight and acceptance of us and over time is the thing that gradually erodes, wears away the shame. Whereas guilt can be forgiven in a transaction which takes place sort of over a moment, shame is something that gradually, I think, is healed. And also the healing of shame comes from changing our values so that we are no longer at the mercy of the cultural values or the family values or the church values that are distorted and not God-given values.